Let me welcome Mr. Girish Agarwal, who is the promoter director of Dainik Bhaskar newspaper group. Hi, Girish. Very good afternoon, and thank you so much for your time. Firstly, Girish, a great set by the company in this quarter. Help us understand that which factors contributed to the overall numbers this time. The kind of a growth that we have seen in revenue, that's good, but your net profit saw a jump of 50%. So help us understand the internals.
Two things, advertising going up and the cost coming down. So advertising went up in last many quarters also. I think overall India is growing. Every possible segment is growing. So because of that, advertising for me in education, real estate, jewelry, like most of the categories are growing, and government also because of the election in 3 earlier states in mine, and now the Lok Sabha election also happened. So that's one. And the newsprint prices from last year, 56,000 came down to 47,000 per ton. I think all that resulted in a 31% EBITDA margin on the console basis for the company.
Girish, good afternoon. This is Vinny joining in the conversation as well. Obviously, ad revenue is increasing. Like you were saying, in terms of the newsprint prices, because that's what I want to know. Now, what do you think is the move that one could expect in this? Could we expect a further fall coming in? Or maybe these 47,000 levels is what you're talking about. That will sustain, and your margins maybe would remain at these levels then?
See, newsprint is a commodity. It keeps going up and down, especially because of the international affair. The freight is increasing for the imported newsprint. So I think I'm saying not worried, but still concerned that this 47,000 may go up by 1,000, 2,000 rupees in the next quarter.
How do you see in terms of the margins? What is the expectation that one could have from the company for the full year FY25? Would we say this 27% which you're seeing right now is something that is sustainable? So 25 to 27% range?
Last year we were at 24% in this quarter, and this quarter we are at 31%. So I think maybe 29 to 33% is the right EBITDA margin we should be able to maintain.
9 to 33% is what you're watching out for. Girish, just want to go back in terms of the number of revenue, right? 6% good growth in terms of ad revenue, also seeing the push. But in the last couple of quarters, you managed to see a stronger growth. That double-digit growth was coming in. Is that something we can watch out for in the next couple of quarters for the company?
If you keep let the election happens every quarter, I'll give you this kind of growth also.
Okay, surely.
Certainly. But Girish, one more vertical that the company is working on is your digital arm. As we have seen that over the years, there has been a great growth in terms of your user base, as well as the company is looking to expand more. So tell us, how are the numbers expanding in terms of the new users that you are adding, and this digital segment, how is that expected to support your overall earnings? Like what kind of a revenue stream we should expect from this arm?
So digital, as we been growing in terms of number, now we have achieved a target of almost 18 million users on a monthly basis with us. And it's a very early nascent stage for us, I would say. And there's still a long way to go in terms of monetizing this opportunity. We are experimenting on multiple platforms to see how Indian readers would pay for the news and all that. But we are on the right track and doing very good.
All right, but Girish, another thing that I wanted to understand with respect to your digital arm is that the digital business, how do you work over there with respect to the paywall subscription response, and what are the plans to expand in this particular front? Like your user base that you just mentioned, I guess the number was 14 million back in March 2024. In just one quarter, this has jumped to 18 million. But in terms of the subscription model, if you follow, then has there been any increase in the amount?
See, we are not following a blanket subscription model. As I told you, we are doing experiment in various pockets, and the response so far is very good. And you also asked that what is the total impact of this digital on the overall thing. I think digital is still very small for us, and going forward, it should improve. Like, for example, if you look at the total top line today, digital won't even count for 5% for us right now. And company is doing good, so we have capability to keep investing in digital. Like, for example, we are sitting on 1,000 crore cash and bank balance. So we have enough bandwidth to keep expanding on that. And I'm sure you know that company also offered a 7 rupees interim dividend in this quarter. So we are very confident that we will continue rewarding our stakeholders.
Absolutely. Girish, I'm going to follow up from where I left in terms of you said elections, maybe not every year, but you do have state elections that come up as well. So then how should we watch out for the growth? This year also we have 3 state elections that will be coming in. So, that will also give some bit of a boost, right?
Yeah, Haryana, Jharkhand, but they're a smaller state. They will give me some benefit, but they are not that big state like MP, Rajasthan, Gujarat, and all that. So, jokes apart, see, these elections and the budget, what we are waiting for, everything helps the overall economy to go up. So, I'm very confident in this budget. Government will do something which will be beneficial for the overall industry, overall market, and that will promote, prompt people to go and spend more in the market, and more advertising will come in. So I'm very hopeful and confident for this year would be another stellar year for us and for the country.
All right, Girish, just a last question to you with respect to your radio segment. What we understood, Girish, is that your radio segment also delivered an industry-leading EBITDA margin in the last quarter. Tell us, how are the margins this time around, and how do you see the growth in this particular segment? Any numbers there, if you can share us, or your future growth plans?
Before I come on to the number, let me make use of your platform and request people sitting in Information Broadcasting Ministry that please allow news and current affairs in radio, because that will further give the impetus on this segment. Because right now, this segment, I'm growing by 6%, 7%, EBITDA margin is 34%. But what is the size? Nothing. If you open up the news and current affairs, this segment will see a huge growth. I think I'm sure somebody is watching right now.
Absolutely. So we are waiting out for that huge growth if that comes in. But Girish, for you, without that also, what is the growth then you're expecting? That's what Shrishti was asking as well.
We grew by 6% this quarter, EBITDA margin 34%. I'm assuming same number should continue.
Similar numbers. Thank you so much, Girish, for joining in with us. It's a pleasure chatting with you. Hope to see you more often.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.